Going on, guys? intheworksmedia here, and I am going to bring you guys a FAMAS patch video because it was just updated today, and there seems to be a lot of misconceptions about what the FAMAS patch is actually doing to the weapon. I'm going to let you guys take a look at some of the things I've noticed, as well as talk about if I think it's actually going to affect the game in any way. So right there, you see this is just a normal red dot FAMAS, and that's just me firing it normal. And you notice the first two are nice and patterned, but then on the third one, for some reason, it just starts to climb. So the recoil is really random now. The three things that they ended up patching were they added more recoil and they added less or slower centering speed. So what that means is the centering speed on the weapon will, like, as you shoot it, it'll take longer to come back to center. Like the recoil will come down slower. So that'll make long-range targets harder. And then they reduced the aim down. They made the aim down sight slower, like an LMG. And then they made the hipfire extremely bad. They made it like LMG hipfire. So you see right there is an LMG hipfire spray from the FAMAS with steady aim. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult to just run up to people and spray them down. But I think that what we'll see is we'll see a lot of people using steady aim instead of sleight of hand. And you see right there how slow it is to aim down sights now. Granted, this is a steady aim class now. Sleight of hand does pose some advantages now, more so than it used to, because of that lower aim down sight. So you see right there, that's steady aim hip fire. It's pretty poor compared to what it used to be. I would still say it's pretty beastly just because it has such a high rate of fire. So I don't really know if this will really change the game or make the FAMAS any worse. I mean, it'll make it harder to kill people, get cheap kills in close range probably. But for the most part, I think it's still going to stay a very competitive weapon because good players will be able to manage the recoil and they'll be able to adjust for the bad hip fire. So I'll be curious to see which weapons they decide to use. And here's some long range footage. You can see it's a lot harder to stay on target, especially if you go full auto. It just kind of climbs, and that's some pop shots. You see how slow it takes the center back. So the FAMAS has definitely been crippled a little bit, but I still think it's probably one of the best assault rifles in the game. I'm assuming we're going to see a lot of FAMAS still in like MLG, probably a few AUGs. I don't really like the recoil in the AUG, so I don't know if we'll actually see anybody using that. And then we'll probably see some AK-47 if I was a betting man, because that has some pretty predictable recoil. So once again, let's take a look at the hip fire from a sleight of hand FAMAS now, and you can see it's pretty horrible. So it's been crippled.